Hey, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes, like one maybe, to have some other people sign on. There should be a chat box to the right of the broadcast, and you can put your questions in there if you have any.
Hey, everybody. Let me know
and I will check them throughout the...
if you can hear me. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes, like one.
Okay, I was getting some feedback. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started because this is live and I don't want to sit around and wait around. So I'm Amy Darrington. I am your Superstar Director. For some people, I'm your sponsor. Some people, I'm your director. But for everybody, I am your Superstar Director. And I just wanted to take this opportunity. I'm starting a new kind of a series with my group for training. It's basically, I want to go over a timeline with you guys so that you guys have the bits and pieces of information that you need to get your business going and have all the information that I can possibly get to you in kind of a streamlined way so that everybody gets the same information and they have the same opportunities for success. So today, this meeting is going to be about getting started with Scentsy. And the way that I typically do orientation with my new consultants is I have a timeline that I use. Where I break it down into like 6 or 7 calls over the course of 70 days, which incidentally coincides with our 70-day program. And so this call, this is the one where we talk about just getting started and the basics of Scentsy. And I have a little guide here, so I'll be looking over to the left or your right, whatever, every once in a while, just so I don't forget anything. The first thing that I want to talk about, and this is recorded, so you guys will have a chance to review it if you'd like. And if you've missed it, then I will post it later. Or if you come in late, then I will post it later so that you guys can get the information that you need. So the kind of the basics of the beginning. So first of all, welcome to Scentsy. And if you are like a consultant that's been around for a while and you're just working on getting started again and revamping your business, then some of the stuff will be a little bit of a review, but I don't think it ever hurts to start over. Even at my level, it never hurts to just go back and just start all over again. So the first couple things I want to talk about is your workstation. And in your workstation is it's your lifeblood. It's your heart and soul. It's everything that your business is in your workstation. We don't we turn our orders in, we don't mail anything in. Our entire business is run on our workstations. So it's important that we understand how our workstations work and what we can do with our workstations. Some of you know that when you log into your workstation, you have your main account screen, which gives you information about your stats, how much you've sold, and how much your group has sold if you have one. And it has information on your orders and all those other things that you need to see right away, right on your front screen. So when you log into your account, there's a couple of things that I'd like to go over right away with new consultants so that they know, understand what they are, where they are, and the importance of having them. And the first thing that I like to talk about is your website. Scentsy gives you a website for free for 3 months. And this is an amazing, useful tool for building your business. Not only can you reach customers and friends and family that don't necessarily live close to you, but you will end up on the consultant locator when you fall under certain criteria. And the criteria is very simple. If you are active in 1 month, then you will be on the consultant locator the next. And so as long as you stay active, you will always be on the consultant locator. And that means when somebody's looking for a consultant in your area, your name will pop up. So as long as you have a website. If you don't have a website, your name will not pop up. One of the important things that people miss in the workstation when it comes to the website is the opportunity to customize it. I have several consultants that joined my team because I have a story on my website, and it gave them an opportunity to connect with me before they even knew me. And you might not realize the importance of having a story or the importance of customizing your website. So I wanted to just kind of touch a little bit on that. If you go into your account and go to onto the left, or onto the right, you have your section for your websites. You can edit your websites, and in that section, you can add a little blurb about yourself and your Scentsy story. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, I just started, I don't have a Scentsy story, but you actually really do. When I first started Scentsy, even in the minute that I joined, I already had a story because of how I was introduced to it and what the impact was on me for discovering it. In my personal story, I had a really hard time remembering to blow out candles, and I had almost burned the house down, and my husband threw all my candles away, and I was really sad. So when my friend introduced me to Scentsy, and I went to my first Scentsy party, it was a happy, joyous moment. It was almost like, reuniting with a lost love, I guess, when I first discovered Scentsy. So, even though I didn't have a business story or any, stories of success at that moment, I still had a reason why I joined Scentsy. And every single person that joins Scentsy has a reason that they're joining. So that can be the beginning parts of your story. So when we're thinking about how we want our stories to read, we want them to be personal. We want them to be happy, positive messages that just a little blurb about yourself that you can use to engage and reach the people that are on your website. Like I said, you go into your account and you can edit your website from there. And while you're there, you need to add a photo. And this is a thing, it's kind of a, I don't know, like hot button topic, or I'm not sure, but a lot of people don't want their pictures on their websites. And I personally think it's a mistake because people have a tendency to connect more with a face than they do a picture of a warmer. Anybody can be a warmer, but it doesn't make you anything different than anyone else. And a lot of times people look at you and they see you and they connect with you. And that is the reason why they choose you. They can go to 13 different websites, and if they all look the same, but one looks different, the likelihood of them going with the one that looks different is so much greater than the likelihood of them picking just a random website with no information, where the website just doesn't even look like it has a person behind it. So it doesn't have to be a professional headshot, although once you start growing in the business and decide that this is something you want to do full time or with any level of consistency and professionalism, I do recommend getting a headshot. Most good photographers will have headshot packages that are not very expensive. I got my headshot done for, I think it was $50. So, and then you need to get it updated anytime you get a haircut or change the color of your hair, or at least like every 10 years, right? It's like a driver's license. If your license is from when you're 18 and you're 40, it's a little off, right? So if you look a little different than the last best picture that you have, then go ahead and just have somebody take a good picture of you, and don't judge yourself. You're beautiful. I promise. You're beautiful just the way you are. And people will connect with you better if there is a photograph there. The other thing I'd like to talk about is subscriptions. These are not requirements. These are options for your business. There's a couple of different subscription options that you have in your website. One of them is region subscriptions, and region subscriptions allow you to either sell and or recruit outside of the United States. We currently have 3 regions. Region 1 is United States, Canada, and Mexico. Region 2 is Europe, and Region 3 is Australia and New Zealand. And if you have any interest in being a part of the regions outside of the United States, you need to add the different regions under your account tab. When you are interested in regions 2 or 3, because a lot of people this is a huge opportunity. If you know somebody that lives in Australia, or know somebody who knows somebody that lives in Australia or New Zealand or Europe, or any of those places, these are great opportunities to expand your business. In region 2 and 3, you can only recruit. You cannot sell in those areas. Scentsy likes to keep the areas over there organic, which means that they want only their people to sell to their people. And I think it's actually great. It's been a very successful model so far, and recruiting over there is just as abundantly lucrative as selling would be. So it's a really good idea that if you know people over there, to go ahead and talk to them. You don't have to subscribe to this. You don't have to do their subscriptions first. You can locate any of the resources that you would need for recruiting possibilities in your workstation under the resources tab, like catalogs for different regions and the like. You can find those resources before you subscribe. But once you have somebody that's interested, you need to have your website up and you need to have that subscription turned on before your interested parties can see your website and sign up. The regions do cost. The first one is $10 a month. Our American PWS will be $10 a month, and subsequent regions are $5 a month. What's really cool about the different regions is that, like, say in region 2, there is, gosh, I've lost count. I think there's 8 different countries inside of region 2 that we can recruit in. But when you sign up for region 2, you sign up for all the countries. I mean, they're individual agreements that you have to sign, but they're all included in the price that you pay for that region. So, you know, it's a nice benefit that you get to have all of that included in the one. But you do pay for each region separately. The other subscription that, oh, and then in region 1, so if you sign up for region 1 and you add Canada or Mexico, you can actually sell in Canada and Mexico. Region 1, inside of all region 1, we can sell and recruit. It's just in region 2 and region 3 that we can only recruit. The other subscription that I think is important, and probably one of the most important tools of your business, is our Warmer of the Month and Scent of the Month program. This is optional. It's monthly. You can turn it on and off anytime you need to. There is no requirements for like 3 months or 6 months or anything like that. But what this allows you to do is have a little piece of business with you at all times, every month. You get inside the subscriptions, you get, depending on whether you get the warmer or the scent, you get 10 bars, you get a room spray, you get a tester, which is nice. It's because when you're at parties and people want to know what they smell like, you have one there for them to smell. You get a mini tester, which is the smaller version of the large testers that you get in your kit. You get 50 flyers, you get 72 stickers, and if you get the warmer, you also get the warmer. These are huge savings, usually between 40 and 45% savings off of the regular price of things. So when you are using these kits and selling things off, like you're selling the bars, you're selling the warmer, you're actually able to make back most of the money that you have spent on the subscription. The scent of the month is $35, and the warmer of the month depends on the warmer, but it goes from anywhere from $55 to $70 a month, depending on the warmer or the warmer of the month. Because if it's an element warmer that's only $25, it's going to cost you less than if it's a lampshade warmer that costs $45. So you earn PRV on that, so it counts towards your active status, or it counts towards your monthly sales, and so you earn a commission on it as well. So depending on you know what you sell of the kit and how much your commission is that month, you know, the kit essentially pays for itself. With the kit, like what I like to do when I get my kit is the first thing I do is I take 2 bars and I melt them into samples, and then I attach them to those 50 flyers. And that gives me, like, if I have 50 items every month that I have to either give away or throw away, that gives me a lot of incentive to go out there and talk to people and, you know, stay in contact with my customers. I love the stickers. I put the stickers on my bills. I put the stickers on anything that I mail out. If I'm mailing packages to people, I put stickers. I make flowers with them. I mean, I have so much fun with the stickers. They're scratch and sniff stickers, so, you know, you can put them on essentially anything and make it smell good and make it a little bit more lively. I love the stickers. So those always get used no matter what. And when you put those flyers together with the samples and the stickers, and you start handing those out to people and gathering information for people, this is a good way for you to have a reason to talk to people, gather information, and build your customer base. I like to keep some samples in my purse, and when I go to the grocery store or to the bank or to the laundromat or anything like that, then when I'm talking to people, I can say, hey, do you want a sample? I'm usually branded somehow, so people know that I sell Scentsy, and a lot of times the conversations get started by other people. And so when somebody asks me about Scentsy, I say, hey, yeah, I've got some samples in my purse. Do you want some? And 100% of the time they say yes. And when I hand a sample over, most of my samples have Post-it notes on the back. And so I ask them if I can have their email address or their phone number so I can follow up with them to see how they like it. I have never been told no. So it's another good way to start developing your customer base and getting out there and start becoming that business person. Because I know that when it's brand new, it's scary and it's hard. We've all been there. I've been there. I have horror stories of things that, I've been through when I was trying to get started and get to know what I was doing and get familiar with my own business. But it's not a big deal. We all lived, we all survived. And, the ones that get through it, and toughen up and just kind of barrel through the hard part are the ones that end up super successful. Being in sales is not something that is it's not like something you need to be ashamed of or anything like that. This is a business. We're salespeople. We are like real estate agents or car salesmen or any other person that sells for a living. Advertising professionals or anything like that. We're in sales. So it's not anything that you have to be scared or nervous about to approach somebody with or talk to somebody about. This is what you do for a living. And when you start to kind of, understand that and ingest that and live that, then it becomes a lot less daunting and a lot less scary to do that. Sorry. My princess cup, because I am a princess. News tab. I recommend as a brand new consultant that you check your workstation just about every day. If you don't want to check your workstation every day, then at least make it a point to check your workstation 3 times a week. Your workstation is an abundant resource for information and news and a lot of other important information, and you need to be able to know where to go to get that information and to be knowledgeable about your own business. It is up to you to make sure you have that information. A lot of times, like 85% of the time when something important happens, I will be the one to put out a broadcast about it, but it doesn't always happen. I am human and busy, and sometimes I miss things. And so it's important that you're able to know where to get that information and to be responsible for your own business. The number one place that you're going to get information is on the news tab. And that is when you go into your workstation, it's just one of the tabs that are on the top of your screen. And when you click on the news tab, you can actually break it on the left-hand side. There's different categories. So if you want to know what the latest news is on events, then you click on events, and what the latest news is on Scentsy, then you click on Scentsy, and it gives you all the information that you need. When something is on back order, there is a back order list there so that you can see things that are on back order, things that sell out, when new buddies are released, when new buddies sell out. Which usually happens very close to each other in the way that we do our buddy program now. And it's really important that you just know that that is the place to go. The chain of command per se, I guess, when you're looking to get information, the first thing you want to do is look in your workstation, look on your news tab, see if you can find your questions there, find the answers to your questions there. And then if you can't find that information, ask your sponsor. And if your sponsor is not available or doesn't know the question or doesn't know the answer, you can go to our team page and ask there. And if you're still not getting the information you need, then you can come to me and I will get you the information, like 100% guaranteed. So the news tab is very, very important, and it's something that you need to get into the habit of checking. like I said, at least 3 times a week. If you know, like me, I can't go like 3 hours without going into my workstation. So, you know, because I like to see, you know, if people are ordering, and I like to see if anything is new. And I like to, you know, there's a little section, and there's a couple of things in there. There's an idea share link at the top, where you can go and see what other consultants' ideas are that they're sharing with corporate. And if you have a great idea, you can actually go on there and create an idea to share with corporate. And they take those things very seriously. They have a huge team dedicated to just the idea share section. And so you can get your voice heard about things that you'd like to have changed or like to see happen in the business. And there's a section in there called Consultant Spotlight under the news tab. And the Consultant Spotlight is a monthly newsletter that they publish that talks about the different like things that are the top sellers of the business, where we are in terms of how many consultants are in different regions and in different states. It has a lot of information on things like events or, you know, things that are upcoming, important announcements, changes. The Consultant Spotlight gives you, when you do something, like say you sold $2,000 for the first time, your name will end up in that newsletter for being a monthly sales winner for the first time. So it's kind of cool. And then also when you reach certain milestones, like 10,000 like 10,000 lifetime PRV and 50,000 lifetime PRV. When that happens, you'll end up in the newsletter. So it's kind of fun to check and see if your name is there anywhere. The newsletter has evolved quite a bit since I've been a consultant. And so it's actually a really nice resource to have. Okay. Your contacts tab. So the contacts, when you, the contacts tab of our website is kind of, let's just say I keep 2 lists. I always enter my customers' information into the workstation, always. If you have your customer's email address in the workstation and you click the newsletter box, then they will get the newsletter that you are able to customize and send out every month. Well, it sends out automatically to your customers every month, but you're able to have an opportunity to customize it. And that only goes to the people that you have in your workstation. So it's important that you have those people in your workstation. That being said, the contact tab for me is probably one of the things on our website, on our workstations that I think needs the most work. So I actually keep a separate list for myself because it's easier for me to utilize it in my own format on Excel than it is for me to utilize it in the workstation. When you need an address or a phone number really quick, it's easy for you to go in there and search their name and it comes up right away. And it'll also show you, which my list at home doesn't show you, it'll show you the last time they ordered and what they ordered so that you can use that as a follow-up. So you can call them and let them, you know, find out how they like their orders or if they needed to order any more. And it does carry a lot of information in there. Speaking of ordering, on the front page, there is a section that says orders. And when you click on that section, you can see the front page shows you anything that has been ordered that's either shipped, pending, or, you know, any of that. So there's 4 different categories. Once you place an order, it will be paid. And then once it's posted, once the payment goes to posting, it'll say posted. And what that means is that it's in a queue to be printed for the warehouse distribution so it can be printed and then shipped. So the next status is printed. And what that means is that it has gone onto a printer somewhere and the warehouse people have it and they're fulfilling the order. And then the next one will be shipped. And in the shipped category, there is a couple of different shipped categories, I guess. You can have it just where it says shipped, and that means that the whole order has shipped and everything is good and, you know, ready to go. The other one is partial shipped, and if it's partial shipped, that usually means like 60% of the time what that means is that you have a direct order inside your order, meaning it's going somewhere else and that order shipped first, or your order shipped first and that one hasn't. That can also mean that there was something on back order in your order, and that the entire shipment shipped except for what was on back order. And then when that when the back order comes in, the partial shipped will switch to shipped, and then you'll know that the back order has shipped. And then the other one is back order. So if you order something and like the entire order is on back order, then it'll say back order, and you can go in there and see that it's not being shipped. And when it switches to partial shipped or shipped, then you know that things are moving along. When you click on an order, you'll be able to access the shipping information as soon as it's shipped. It'll give you the tracking number that you can use to give another reason to contact your customers. I always contact my customers when they have an order that's shipped to them, and to let them know this is your shipping number. This is when you should expect your package, and I will be phoning you within 24 hours of you receiving your package to make sure that everything is okay. So another good reason to contact your customers, because the number one way to be successful in this business is to have excellent customer service. If you have excellent customer service, you'll win. You'll be the Scentsy girl in your area. You will be the one that people go to. It doesn't even matter. Customer service wins. It's queen in this business. So utilize those tools that you have in your account and in your order tab so that you can stay in contact with your customers and be that person for them. You can also, when you're creating orders, there's two different things in there where it says create Scentsy order and then create Scentsy family store order. So if you click the Scentsy family store order, that takes you straight to our business supply store where you can buy things that you need for your business. A lot of the stuff that you need comes in your kit, so you don't have to buy things right away. The things that I recommend for brand new consultants to have is a vinyl for the back of their car. A lot of people get a little weird about that. Like they don't want their names or anything on the back of their car. Maybe you drive like a jerk. I don't know. I kind of do. I had a rental car, like sidetrack. I had a rental car for like 3 days last week because my car was in the shop, and it was kind of nice that I could just kind of not always be nice on the road to all those mean people. So I kind of get it, but having the decal on the back of your car is really, really, really useful. I can't even tell you how many times I have been people have come to me in parking lots and saying, "Oh my gosh, you sell Scentsy? I need a Scentsy consultant. I need light bulbs. I need new bars. I need new catalog. Can you please help me with that?" And yeah, here you go. I've got all that information right here. And it's really, it's huge. One of my biggest customers that I've had since I've started this came from a parking lot because I had the decal on the back of my car. So very, very powerful tool. And as far as I know, unless something has changed, you get 50% off of that in the first 70 days of your business. So it's like $13. I recommend that you ask somebody that knows what they're doing to put it on, because it's not as easy as it looks. I had a car detail shop put it on for me. So it costs like $10 for them to do it. So it's really not a big deal, but then it gets done correctly and you don't waste money on things that get messed up. Other things, I recommend being branded. So if you would like to invest a little bit in your business, then get yourself a t-shirt. Like I live in Washington, so we all live in hoodies around here. So I have 14 different Scentsy hoodies that I wear at any given time. And but I do have a ton of t-shirts. Over time, if you start attending events and earning incentive trips and going places and doing things, you'll end up with a ton of t-shirts. I have enough to make a quilt now. But to get started, it's nice to have. They have very inexpensive t-shirts. I think they start at like $10 and then they go up to 40, depending on how elaborate you want your shirts. You don't have to get anything crazy. You don't have to get anything at all. But if you want to brand yourself, which I think is a really good idea, then you can start with some of the basic t-shirts or a basic hoodie or any of those different apparel items that you find in the store. Everything else that you need to get started really is in your kit. You don't really have to get, it's a lot of fun to go shopping in there. You want everything, but you don't have to have everything. Some of my favorite products are I love the invitations that they have now. They're like little mini teaser catalogs. They have 3 or 4 tiny pages. They're like this big. I probably should have had some. I don't have any handy, but they're like this big. And they have like 3 or 4 pages. And when you open them, the little glue that keeps it together is scented. So when you open it up, they're hit with fragrance like right away when they're looking through this mini teaser. And on the back is information about the party that they're about to attend. So I really love those. They're They're not like the cheapest thing you'll ever buy, but they're not expensive either, and they make a huge impact and they're very nice. So those are one of the things. I always recommend having at least one mini tester kit. And those are the little that, you know, you get the slim testers in your starter kit. Well, these are like a quarter of the size, and you get all of them for $25. And I call those $25 employees, because those are the little things that you take out. I have 4 out right now. One's at my daughter's elementary school, my son and daughter's elementary school. One of them is with a friend that just took it today. And then another one is with another friend. And then I've got a little girl that's doing a fundraiser that's got one right now too. And they go, so I'm right now currently in 5 places at one time right now, because I have those little things, and I'm able to give those and have other people do my work for me, collect my orders and bring them in. And, you know, my average basket party is usually right around $400 that I haven't had to do much work for at all. And we'll go over basket parties at another time and like a little bit more detail about that. But I love the $25 mini tester kits. Those are, to me, there's no better resource that you can have outside of your kit than that. There is a power launch section on your website. So if you're within your first 70 days, you do get a discount on a lot of the products. I think it changes. And so I'm not really up to speed on what that is, because I'm way outside of my 70 days. So, but you can click on the power launch section of your, of the family store and see everything that you have available at a discount. Creating a new order with the regular Scentsy. If you haven't done this already, this is a really good opportunity for you to just go in there, just click create order. And you can't mess anything up. You can't blow up the workstation. You can't, you're not going to get charged $1 million or anything like that. So you may as well just have fun with it and learn just by experiencing it. On the first page, you'll have a couple of questions to answer, whether it's a basket party, the difference between a home party, basket party, fundraiser, individual order, and I can't remember what the other one is. But home parties and basket parties, and fundraisers, they all are the same in the order tab. Like when you're ordering things, everything is the same. So the home, basket, and fundraising, when you click one of those things, it's strictly for organization. So that when you're looking through, it'll say that this was a fundraiser party, this was a basket party, this was a home party. So it's strictly so that you can categorize those things. Individual orders or anything that you place that's under $150 and not associated with the party. And I can't remember off the top of my head what the other one is, but and then when you're in there, there's a section where you can add, where it says show on PWS. As long as you have a website, there will be a little thing that says show on PWS, yes or no. 99% of the time you would say yes, because if you have a person that's having a party, you're going to give them the opportunity to get outside orders on Facebook or on email, via email or anything like that through their party link on your website. So 90% of the time you would say yes. There is a party planner section as well. If you click yes, it takes you through the party planner portal where you can put your hostess's information in, and it will send them a little party plan thing that they can set up for themselves, use Facebook to create an event and invite people to their party. Plus it helps them keep track of who they've invited, who's coming, who's not coming. It's a useful tool. And then once you get through all of that information and put the rest of it is pretty common sense. It's all, yes, this is the hostess. If you are local and your party is local, 100% of the time you're going to have that party shipped to you. And the reason for that is you get an opportunity to look at everything, make sure it's all there, make sure nothing is broken, make sure the order is correct. And then you get an opportunity to personalize all of those different products that people have sold with your stickers, your catalogs, your information, and you can put it out there. I personally like to decorate the bags and kind of spruce them up a little bit so that when people get their orders, it feels like Christmas a little bit. This is a personal choice, not one that you have to make, and something that I will train on later if it's something you're interested in. And then you can give the hostess the orders. She can check off with you that everything has been received, which is an important step, so that they don't come back and say something was missing. You can say, no, we checked on that. You said it was here. And then it gives you an opportunity to follow up with all of your customers and say, hey, you got your order? Did so-and-so deliver your order? And was everything to your satisfaction? All of that. So follow up with customers, talking with your customers is really, really important. Scent Academy, that is the next section I want to talk about. So Scent Academy is a training tool that Scentsy has put together for us that gets you through all the way to Superstar Director in different small attainable steps through the program. When you sign up for Scent Academy, you have the opportunity when you're a brand new consultant, you are opted in to a Scent Academy right automatically. You're already in. If you are not a brand new consultant and a consultant that's been around for a while, you have to opt in during the window that's available, and that's usually from the 1st to the 10th of every month. So from the 1st to the 10th, if you'd like to opt into Ascent Academy, then you may. There's an Ascent Academy tab in your workstation that you just click and follow the directions. And once you do that, you will start receiving emails. You will start receiving calendars. You can go into the Ascent Academy section and see your goals and see the things that you need to do, how far you have come, how far you've still got to go, and the different levels and the rewards and prizes that you earn for achieving them. So if you haven't gone into Ascent Academy and you haven't used Ascent Academy to its full advantage yet, I highly recommend that you look into that and explore it further. Because although, Ascent Academy isn't going to be for every single consultant. It's for consultants that are have the desire to move forward to the next level and make this a business and not a hobby. So if you're just a hobbyist, you might not be interested in Ascent Academy. But if this is something you'd like to actually, use as a job, long-term, goals and all of that, then Ascent Academy is everything. You need to go in and check it out. You need to contact me and ask me for a training on it, like a more in-depth training on it, so that I can get you started and onto the right feet right away. So, but it's something that any person that's here can go and check out right now and see what they think about it. And then because the Ascent Academy window is going to be opening tomorrow, and so you can opt in starting tomorrow. No, I'm sorry. I think it's the 10th to the 15th. My brain's not. I didn't have enough coffee today. I'm sorry. So I think that the opt-in is 10th to the 15th. Because that's when commissions are run. So yeah, but you can take a look at it, and when opt-in begins, then you are able to opt into it and get going on that and start earning the awards and start earning the prizes and start climbing through the stages. The other training opportunities that you have on your workstation, there is a resources tab, which has all the information that you could possibly need. Monthly promotions, when we do bring back my bar, everything will be there. All the warmer of the month photographs and everything, any information that we have on any imagery that we have for warmers, anything like that will be found on your resources tab. When we have incentives, when we have our big incentive from August to January, all the information will be on that. There's also traditionally a summer incentive. One has not been announced yet this year, but there's traditionally a summer incentive. And when we have that information will be in the resources tab. And the guidelines, the consultant guidelines are in there. And so you can read the Scentsy standards is what they're called. And so that you are, I recommend highly that you, if you don't print it, you keep it on your desktop or somewhere else where you can see it anytime. And read it. It's not like the most exciting read ever, but it's not a dry read either. And it gives you a lot of information about your business and what you need to know, because it's not, it's your responsibility to know what you can and can't do in your business, and what the standards say about different aspects of your business. So that's where you would find it, is in the resources tab. The other opportunity for training that you have is your Scentsy consultant guide. This comes in your starter kit. Everybody has one. If you lose it, spill coffee on it, want a second one, you can order them in the store, which is where I got this, because yeah, it's been a long time since I've had the consultant guide. In this information, or in this consultant guide, it gives you all the information that you need to actually get started on your business and takes you step by step through a lot of really good information. It talks about your launch party. It talks about the different awards and achievements that you can earn with Scentsy that you might not have even known about. Like it happens all the time that somebody will say, oh, I just got a bracelet in the mail. I don't know why, but I got a bracelet in the mail. And I'll say, oh, well, you did something and you got a charm for it. You can opt to either get the bracelet and the charms, or you can get pins. I have 8 million charms from being, doing this for a long time. And so I actually changed to the pins. So now I get pins when I get some of these things instead of the bracelet charms. And that's a choice that you can make. It's in your account tab of your workstation. It talks about your launch party, and I might get an interruption here from UPS, but some of the really, really important parts of the consultant guide is your list of 100. This is going to be backwards, but you can still see it's on page 8 and 9. And this talks about building your contact list, your initial contact list, the people that you're going to, introduce to your business first. And it helps you build this list so that you are able to have a place to start. Because when you think about something in a great, big, broad spectrum, it's really hard to kind of wrap your head around it. But when you break it down into smaller parts, like this says, who do you know that is, your spouse's coworkers? Well, now you can think immediately of who your spouse's coworkers are instead of trying to think of all these different people at once. And so this is a wonderful resource. It also gives you great information about marketing your business. It gives you really good information about your website, kind of what I've already gone over with you. And then it has the compensation plan in it. And this is important because the compensation plan is no longer in the catalog. So when you need to use when you need to see it, want to know where you're going, where you're headed, and all of that, then the information is here in your consultant handbook. If you ever have questions about the compensation, it's probably a good question for your sponsor so that they can learn about it themselves. And if you guys both need some help, then you can come ask me about it. It also gives you some information about contacting Scentsy in the very back. This is important. This is an important page because it gives you the right people to talk to about the right things. And consultant support is the #1 number. If you're on my team page, you know that in the pin post, it says the 2 most important numbers you need to know are consultant support and my phone number. So it's important that you have, I just have it in my phone as contact. That way, when I need to call customer support, I can just, call them. And you'll need to call them from time to time. It's just part of the job. Ooh, I need to hurry right along. We already talked about a Scent Academy. The training center. So the Scentsy does have a training center, and it's really neat. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend you get into that and just kind of look around a little bit. There's a section where I've recommended some videos that I'd like for you to watch, and otherwise you can search for different topics and categories. So if you're interested, say in fundraising, then you would click, or you would just search fundraising, and all the different videos that other consultants have done over the years, trainings from corporate and all that other stuff will be found in that section. So it's a really cool little tool. It has speakers from other conventions and all those different things will be found in the training center, and you can learn about just about everything in the world that you can imagine inside that training center. Every single Tuesday, we have a new training call. It happens at 10 a.m. Mountain Time that you can log into, you can register for, and then you can be a part of. But those are all recorded, so if you're not available at that time, then you can listen to them later. And they're always just an abundant source of resource for information. These calls are done by other consultants that are in the field, that know what they're doing, that know what they're talking about, that have been through something and have learned something, and they're trying to teach you. So it's a really good place to learn things from people that know what you're feeling and what you're experiencing and trying to help you get through it. And you can find a training on just about anything that you can think of. So like I said, there is a section where it says your director recommends, and if I'm not your director, then it won't be what I'm recommending. It'll be what your director is recommending. But if I am your director, then it'll be the different videos that I've decided are some of the most poignant videos, the ones that I really, really want you to see. My favorite video in the entire training center is called Arrows Out. It's one that Orville did for a keynote for a convention, and I think it was 2009. Not sure, but I watch it 30 times a year. I mean, it's the cornerstone of the person that I'm trying to become, and the reason that I do the business that I do, and why this business is different than every other business, and why, you know, you can be proud to be who you are. So I highly recommend that program when you go in. If you want to just get started looking for something, then just search Arrows Out or go into the director's tab and your director recommends, and it'll be there. So in your first 15 days, and this is something I'd like for you guys to do, even if you've been a consultant for 2 years. Like I said, I think it's great to start over anytime. I think that it doesn't matter how long you've been a consultant. You can do any of these things and re-engage your business. In the first 15 days, you have an opportunity to earn Shooting Star. Now, if you're outside of that 15-day program, obviously you're not going to earn the prizes and awards that go with this, but you can still have the personal, you know, kudos that you did it. If you sell $500 in personal retail volume in the first 15 days of your business, then you qualify for Shooting Star. When you qualify for Shooting Star, you get an award in the mail, and you also receive an opportunity to purchase the Shooting Star kit for $200, and it has like $300 something of products in it. What's cool about that is that not only do you get the $200, not only do you get the cool kit for a cheaper price, but you get to earn PRV on it. It counts towards your PRV. It counts towards your lifetime PRV, which we're working for certified, and you make commission on it. So it's a really good deal. It's an amazing deal, an amazing opportunity for anybody that earns it to take it. And you get that, like I said, by selling $500 in the first 15 days. We already talked about our list of 100, which is important to do. I think that you should refresh your list of 100 at least once every 90 days, if not more. Booking parties. This starts with your launch party. When you have your launch party, just don't be afraid to say, who's going to have I need people to have parties inside their homes, not just mine. So who's going to do it? And start from there. And there's lots and lots and lots and lots of training on how you can book parties from parties and all kinds of other stuff to make the job of getting new parties fun. And it's not as scary as it sounds, I promise. Certified is when you sell $1,000 worth of Scentsy, and that is a lifetime goal, not a monthly goal. So once you sell $1,000, your commission bumps from 20% to 25%, and that's a permanent change. So you never will go back to 20% after that. If you sell your first $1,000 in your first month, then you will never see a 20% check. It will always be 25%. So that's kind of a nice incentive to get it going fast and do it as quickly as you can, because you will earn essentially a bonus, a 5% bonus right away for working that hard and getting that first $1,000. Making samples, we've kind of already talked about that a little bit. I use a Wilton chocolate melter to make my samples. I find that to be the easiest, most convenient way to do it. Scentsy sells molds that you can use, but you can also just get little candy molds from Joann's or Walmart or any other place. You can use coupons to get the chocolate melter, and when you use a coupon, like a 50% off coupon, it ends up being like $14. It's a huge like tool that you can use. Plus, you can write it off on your taxes because it's a business supply. Make sure you use everything in your kit. Everything that comes in your kit has a use, so make sure you use the heck out of it. You shouldn't have anything left in your kit after your first 70 days. It should all be well used if you are building this business the way that you'd like to. When you need help, I kind of already talked about this. Consultant support is always available. If you have a question, you can always call them, and they will handle any question that you have. If you have questions about order status, or if you need to make a return or a warranty repair, then you would contact consultant support for that. then you can use that. You can use consultant support for any of those resources. Also, our Facebook team page is another great place to get answers and help and support if you need it. When you have a question that you can't answer with your sponsor, I always recommend going to your sponsor first for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you don't know the answer and she doesn't know the answer, when the answer is given, then 2 people know instead of just one. So, and another thing is it keeps that line of communication open for both of you, and then you both learn and grow together. So I really recommend you leaning on your sponsor just as much as possible. But if your sponsor is unavailable or you can't get your questions answered any other way, then you definitely can contact me. I'm available anytime. I'm easiest to reach if you text me or Facebook me. If you call me and I'm like in the middle of a softball game or something like that, I may not answer the phone, but I will call you back as soon as I'm able to. But if you text me, I can usually text you right back. Goals. Now, we only have 10 minutes left, and I'd like to leave some time for questions. So what I want to talk about with goals is that, goals are huge. Goals are so big. It's like not something I can talk about in one, giant overview call. It's something that we will do over and over again and repeatedly and in depth and in person, and because goals are so important. I will talk more about it at another call at another time, but what I do want to talk about is that when we're making our initial goals, our goals need to be, I like to say, what would you do if you just couldn't fail? If you were just given every opportunity that what would you want? If any wish that you had would be granted in this business, and start with there and then kind of narrow things down. So I say 15-day goals, 70-day goals, 6-month goals, 12-month goals, 5-year goals. These are the things that are important for you to kind of know, and to have narrow goals, broad goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, specific goals, general goals. That way you have a timeline and you have something that's going to keep you accountable. And don't keep your goals in your head. Your goals have to be on paper. They have to, in order for the universe to acknowledge them, in order for the universe to accept them and give them back to you, you have to give them to the universe. And the only way you can do that is to write them down, talk about them, shout it out loud, and let people know about them. It's scary. Believe me, I know it is so scary to do those things, but it is really the only way for you to see a lot of success in your life. And I'm not just talking about Scentsy, I'm talking about everything. You need to lose 20 pounds and you need to put that out there, and you need to have a plan. You need to have a map to do that. If you want to finish school, what's the first thing you do? You go see an advisor, and your advisor takes you through your college map thing, and it shows you exactly how you're going to get from where you are to your degree. Every single time you do anything, it's going to involve writing things down, breaking it down, taking little steps to the bigger picture. So you have to make sure that you're, educated and prepared on making those goals, and willing to be a little uncomfortable and do scary things like talk about them and write them down and share them with other people so that you can be held accountable. So that is basically what I was going to talk to you about in this first call. I will schedule another call not too far from now, where we will talk about in depth a little bit more about some of the things that we talked about here, and go into different things like how to do booking blitzes and other stuff like that. So I want to see, I have to go look and see if I can find questions, if you have any. I'm still learning this new system, so. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions on YouTube. Is there any on Facebook that I need to know about? Real quick. Here's my. Okay, so apparently I'm going to choke and die on camera, but if there's no questions, then I'll just let you guys go. And gosh, that's awful. If you guys need anything, just hit me up on Facebook, and I'm here. And have a great week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.